Good afternoon, everyone. I am Ryan Clifton Bowling. I want to talk about something that I just read in an online article entitled Patriot Fetch. And it's in reference to the press secretary, Jen Psaki. I think that's her name is, Psaki or whatever. Okay. I didn't see this, but I'm reading this in this article here that apparently in a press secretary speech she gave about a day or so ago, she stated that there were a group of kids in Portland, Oregon that were outside. Now get this now, this just kills me the way these people are. They were outside eating lunch in freezing cold weather, eating lunch with masks on to prevent the spread of the virus. And when I read this, I was like, you got to be kidding. And she is in support of this idea that allowing the kids to eat their lunches outside in cold weather is what's needed in order to prevent the spread of the COVID-19 virus, right? Then she stated that most parents are appreciative of this very idea. Now I'm going to read a portion of this article because I want you guys to know for yourself, and then I'm going to give you my opinion. I'm going to give my opinion. The article is entitled Heartless Psaki. So evidently this is an opinion piece, but the person that wrote this article is stating facts, okay? Although he says it in ways that's clearly you can see expressing his opinion in this. It's entitled Heartless Psaki. It's okay to let children eat lunch in the cold to, quote, keeps kids safe. Now let's listen to what she has to say here. Let's listen to this. The White House staff has been a mess from day one of the Biden administration, but their callousness and tyrannical attitude towards Americans who are not willing to take the rushed COVID jabs appear downright fascist in nature. I agree. White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki suggested Friday that it is okay for kids to eat their lunches outside in cold temperatures in an effort to maintain safety amid the COVID-19 pandemic. It appears she was addressing concerns over a video circulated online of kindergarten students socially distanced, masked, and eating outside in near freezing weather in Portland, Oregon. I'm not surprised it would take place in Portland, Oregon, that communist city. I'm not surprised. Kindergartners, this is the killing part. Kindergartners are forced to eat lunch outside in 40-degree weather at Capitol Hill Elementary School in Portland, Oregon. And what's crazy about that, let me make a quick statement about this. What's crazy about that, from what I last understood, was that this virus doesn't affect younger people as much as it affects older people. And yet you got them outside in the near freezing cold, the distancing themselves so that they wouldn't spread the virus. This is just completely crazy, and the American people are letting it happen. Wake up, people. Wake up. Article goes on to say, asked whether the White House wanted school children to, quote, get back to a more normal school experience, Psaki flippantly replied that schools are having children practice social distancing measures, wear masks, and eat their snacks and lunches in close to almost freezing outdoor temperatures in an effort to keep their kids safe and keep students safe. Psaki, without any data to back up her statement, says she believes the, quote, vast majority of parents appreciate, this is the killing part to me, really, the vast majority of parents appreciate such measures being taken by school systems to limit the spread of the corona among elementary age school children. Psaki once again referenced her own child's experience at school as though this justifies her coldness towards other children. And this is her words, evidently. I have a 3-year-old who goes to school, sits outside for snacks and lunch, wears a mask inside, and it's no big deal to him, Psaki said. I'm not saying that's the case for everybody, but these are steps that schools are taking to keep kids safe, end quote. Let me just stop right there. Well, first of all, let me say this right up front. With this child of hers, you know what I mean? Okay, of course they're not going to say anything. You brainwashed them. They conditioned, they brainwashed. Besides, what are they going to say? I don't want to do this. In fear of they might get punished if they say anything about it. Kids more than likely are not going to say anything. They're not going to rebel because they trust adults. Even if adults are nothing but a bunch of tyrannical nutbags, they trust them anyway. Because kids don't know no better. And here's my point, people. I'm going to say this and I'm going to keep saying it over and over and over again. We get what we vote for. We get what we vote for. Now, Jen Psaki, as the press secretary, it's her responsibility, quite frankly, and quite honestly in her defense, it's her responsibility to basically speak on the behalf of the Biden administration, just like the other lady spoke on the behalf of the Trump administration. I forget her name. Beautiful lady, by the way. And it's their responsibility to do this. It's their responsibility to speak on the behalf of the administration that's present at the time and that's acting at the time. So I get that. But when you say things, as far as I'm concerned, it's clearly illogical, clearly crazy, clearly off the radar of sanity, then that's when we draw the line. You get what you vote for. You get what you vote for. Clearly, these people do not care about your children. They do not care about the spread of anything. All they care about is control. All they care about is control, 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 control. And to make the statement, that's the part that kills me. She made the statement, excuse me, this cold still got me. She made the statement that most parents agree with this, that most parents agree with this. Where do you get the data, Psaki? Jen Psaki, whatever your name is, where do you get the data from that validates your statement that most parents agree with this? And if parents do, so to speak, agree with it, it's only because they're scared or they've been brainwashed and conditioned to agree with it. I believe there's a lot of brainwashing going on and conditioning of the mind going on in terms of subjugating people to fear that's being initiated by the mainstream media. I'm going to keep saying it, keep saying it, keep saying it until people get it. The mainstream media is tricking you. The reporters and journalists are tricking you. They're lying to you. They're twisting the facts, folks. It's about time that American citizens started speaking up and saying this is wrong. You got kids outside in the cold eating lunch so that they can prevent the spread of this virus. Man, come on. Come on. When is this going to end? When are American citizens going to wake the heck up and say enough is enough? When are they going to do it? When are they going to do it? It's amazing, man. It's amazing to me how we let this kind of stuff happen. And my concern is, and I've said this before, but my concern is if people don't eventually wake up and say, wait a minute, this is stretching things way too far. This is stretching things way too far. I believe that we're going to end up a communist country. That's what's going to end up happening. It's going to end up a communist country. And if people don't wake up, this is exactly what's going to happen. And I don't think Americans in general understand that. See, we got to understand how this new form of communism works, okay? In the East, in the early days of communism, when communists would, like in the Bolshevik Revolution that happened in 1917 in Russia, in Cuba and other places, when the communist insurgents would come in, they would come in with force, guns blazing. And they would forcefully take people's property from them. And anyone who descended against the government, the communist government, you all know the story if you've read anything about communism, they would get rounded up and either be thrown in jail or murdered or tortured along those lines, simply because they disagree with the communist government. Now you may say, well, what does that have to do with here in America? Because communism never ended. It just changed its form to a non-violent form or variant of communism. We commonly call that socialism. But Lenin, in one of his books, stated, who's one of the creators of hardcore communism, stated that socialism is just the foundation of communism. It is a stepping stone to communism. Now you may ask, what's that got to do with anything? Because the Biden administration and many of the Democrats and even some of the rhinos are in support of this soft form of communism, because they believe that this form of communism / socialism is a better form, and this form will work out. They call it democratic socialism. The idea of democratic socialism basically is that instead of the communists coming in with guns and taking your property and throwing you in jail because you disagree with the communist government, what they do here with democratic communism, democratic socialism, is you vote them in office. In other words, you elect for these people to be put in office. They brainwash you, they lie to you until they're going to give you free this, free that, free this, which is nothing is free, because anytime a politician tells you something is free, that means somebody else paying for it, and that's you, the taxpayer. Okay, your taxes keep going up, you bring home less money, then you wondering what's happening. What's happening is you voted these idiots in office, these socialists in office. That's what happened. You say, well, what's it got to do with anything? Because in the West, the communists had to find out another way to take over. They wanted to take over the West, but they knew coming in with guns blazing wasn't going to be the key. So they had to use a variant form of communism in order to do that. And this is democratic socialism, or at least one of the variables of communism is democratic socialism, a softer form of communism, okay? So it's non-violent, but it still inevitably leads to hardcore communism. That's what we have going on in this country. And it's not a conspiracy theory. It's not made up. It's not something that just popped up out of it. It's been going on since the 1930s, and it's only increasing in intensity. And one of the reasons why it's increasing in intensity in this country is because more and more people are starting to wake up, quite honestly. There are more and more people starting to wake up and seeing what's going on. And they're starting to say, wait a minute, I don't agree with this. Even some people who voted Democrat are in disagreement with this. They're like, wait a minute, this is not right. This is tyranny, and this is not right. This is not right. This is against the Constitution. It's unconstitutional. It's not right. So now they're trying to increase it. They're trying to push it even more. So everywhere you look, it's free this, free that. We'll do this. We'll do this. The government is your God, and we'll answer all your problems, and we'll bring solutions to every little problem in your life. That's why every time something happens, the first thing the reporters and journalists point to is the government, the present government, in order to help. You got all these groups, these revolutionary groups popping up out of nowhere, the revolution this and the revolution this and the liberation this and the liberation that. And who are they looking to help them solve the problems in their community and solve the problems in the country and solve the problems in the world? The almighty government. That's exactly how communism works. But it's a softer form of communism in America, people. It's a softer, more subtle form. Before you know it, you wake up one morning, as one researcher said, you wake up one morning and you wake up and all your property is gone. All your property is gone, all your rights are gone. That's how it works. How they get you with your money is they don't forcefully take your property. They get you through what is known as progressive tax. The progressive tax is a subtle form of stealing money from you. It's a subtle form of taking your property from you by taxing you slowly over the process of time. Before you know it, you working these crazy hours, but you're not getting anything. What? The more you work, more hours you work, the more taxes they take out. That's baloney. That's stupid. It defeats the purpose. But not in their mind. The purpose is to take more of your money from you, to discourage you from working extra hours, to discourage you from wanting to do more and want more. Because the more you make, the more they take. See, that's the whole process. But we, the American people, can't stop it if we don't vote for these people and keep putting them in office. If we understand the bigger picture and see the bigger picture, we wouldn't have people like Jen Psaki, whatever her name is, saying the dumb things she's saying and saying that parents appreciate it. Where you see it at? Any parent that appreciate that, I'm sorry, you about as dumb as a box of rocks. And that's my opinion. It's my opinion. But But that's what I think. You're not thinking. You're brainwashed and you're under mind control. Bottom line. Bottom line. I'm not cutting the corners. I'm not being nice anymore. I'm telling it like it is. It's my opinion, but it's my opinion based on studying and research. Okay, so it's an informed opinion, and that's what you are. You're blind, and you've been had a veil over your face. You need to take it off your face right now because these people are playing you for a fool. But I just wanted to say that right up front, people. I mean, I just want to say that, get that, let you know about that. But it's just crazy what these people are doing. And it's about high time that America starts collectively all over, whether you Democrat or Republican or independent or whatever the case may be. It's time for Americans to collectively wake up and put these people out, man. Stop voting for these people. Stop voting for these people. I'm just going to tell you like it is. The way I see it, stop voting for them. You get what you vote for. You get what you vote for. But I just wanted to say that, guys. What do you guys think about what she said, Psaki said? And do you think that this is proper to have the kids outside in the cold, eating their lunches in order to prevent from spreading the virus? Or do you think this is tyrannical? Do you think this is way overboard? I think it's way overboard, and I think it's tyrannical, and she's just covering up for this administration. It's her job, but still, you're covering up to the point where you are denying logic and reason. Then you're lying and saying parents are mostly in agreement with this. Where you get that from, I don't know. That's delusional. But anyway, what do you guys think? Put your comments in the comment section below. If you like this video, press the like button, share this video, and subscribe. God bless you all, and see you again.